Police say the victim, a hip-hop musician named Mu3der, was approached by the killer on I-35. Both men stopped their vehicles. The victim got out, took off, started running, but was shot several times on the highway.
The Dallas rap scene has produced its share of stars, rivalries, and tragic storylines. It's a city known for its deep musical heritage, from blues and soul to hip-hop. Yet in recent years, one particular conflict overshadowed almost everything: the bitter and ultimately fatal feud involving rapper Mu3der and his one-time peer and later rival, Yella Beezy. What started as a promising wave of new music for Dallas ended in tragedy, allegations, and now the possibility of a permanent downfall for Yella Beezy, one of the city's most talked-about figures. In this video, we're taking a deep dive into the entire story, from Beezy's background to his rivalry with Mu3der, from the tragic death of comedian Roy Lee to the violent freeway ambush that claimed Mu3der's life, and finally, to Yella Beezy's arrest on capital charges that may mark the end of his once burgeoning career. We'll explore how social media, street politics, and personal grudges intertwine to create a perfect storm, one that has left Dallas divided and the future of its rap scene in question. The early days in Dallas's rap scene. Before fame, before viral hits, Yella Beezy was just another aspiring rapper in the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. The area was ripe with talent. Artists from the region brought unique sounds, blending southern hip-hop sensibilities with local culture. Mu3der was another rising star on that same scene, blessed with a melodic vocal style and raw street narratives. In the mid-2010s, the city was buzzing. Fans, clubs, and promoters welcomed the next generation of rap talents, hoping to see Dallas become a major hip-hop hub alongside Houston, Atlanta, and other southern powerhouses. In the beginning, many local rappers coexisted peacefully. Competition was stiff but rarely turned deadly. Mu3der and Yella Beezy, in fact, weren't always enemies. They performed at the same clubs, were photographed together, and even shared a measure of mutual respect at one point. But as each artist's fame grew, so did the tension. Old street politics, unresolved personal feuds, and rumors swirling on social media added an undercurrent of danger to this growth. The seeds of conflict were planted when rumors of jealousy began circulating. MO3 often spoke about how success magnified old tensions. What might have once been petty disagreements, overshadowed by day-to-day hustle, suddenly became high-stakes rivalries when fame, money, and reputations were on the line. Both Yella Beezy and MO3, in their interviews, maintained that whatever issues they'd had were small and possibly related to misunderstandings over a woman. They claimed it had been squashed. But behind closed doors, competitive energy brewed into something much darker. By 2017, that underground hostility began surfacing in public. Some say the first major red flag was a shooting at a Dallas club that left one man dead. Rumors quickly tied it to the local rap scene's brewing conflicts, although details were murky. Around this time, Mu3der himself was arrested in a raid and charged with aggravated assault. He called it a huge turning point, not just legally, because it cost him nearly $90,000 to handle the case, but psychologically. His arrest, which he felt came out of nowhere, was reportedly sparked by social media chatter and accusations that had little to no real evidence behind them. Eventually, the charges were dropped due to lack of evidence. But the incident left Mu3der feeling targeted and further ignited his suspicion that he was surrounded by enemies. Meanwhile, Yella Beezy's rise continued. Songs like That's On Me caught national attention. He'd started scoring major festival appearances and was making moves beyond Dallas. But local talk alleged that Beezy's success had put a target on MO3's back, or vice versa. The question was, did MO3 harbor resentment toward Beezy for overshadowing him in the mainstream spotlight? Or was Beezy threatened by Mu3der's street credibility and quickly building fan base? Whichever it was, the tension was real, and the two began trading subliminal jabs through social media posts, lyrics, and interviews. Fans took notice, and soon, the rivalry started swallowing up others in their circles. The Roy Lee saga. Enter Roy Lee, a Dallas comedian known for his no-holds-barred humor. Roy Lee took sides, loudly and publicly supporting Mu3der. In Dallas, comedic personalities often get involved in local rap feuds, partly because the community is small and everyone mingles in the same clubs, parties, and gatherings. Roy Lee's jokes, interviews, and social media posts regularly poked fun at Beezy, mocking everything from Beezy's upbringing to his public persona. He wasn't shy about calling out what he viewed as contradictions or instigating a little comedic drama. At first, people laughed it off, as Roy Lee was well known for stirring the pot for humor's sake. But the friction escalated after Roy Lee claimed Yella Beezy and his crew had jumped him at a nightclub. Roy Lee demanded a fair one-on-one fight, openly calling Beezy out. Things got personal, with Roy Lee referencing Beezy's family. Before long, the comedic roast turned into real hostility. Then in September 2018, Roy Lee was shot in the leg while sitting in a parking lot. At first, it looked like he would recover. He even went live on social media joking about the situation. Tragically, complications from blood clots led to his death weeks later. This was a devastating blow to those who knew Roy Lee, and it served as a warning sign that this feud wasn't just about rap or jokes anymore. Rumors exploded. People pointed to Beezy's camp, while others claimed Roy Lee might have had entirely separate conflicts. Though no official statement pinned the blame on Beezy, Mo3 and many fans believed Roy Lee's relentless jokes against Beezy's team had cost him his life. Mo3 was deeply affected by Roy Lee's passing. He had a custom chain made in the comedian's honor and was vocal in interviews, blaming envy and street politics for the needless violence. The shooting of Yella Beezy and festival tensions. Then, as if in immediate karma or retaliation, Yella Beezy found himself on the receiving end of gunfire. Not long after Roy Lee's passing, Beezy was driving on the Sam Rayburn Tollway when a car pulled up beside him and unleashed a barrage of bullets. Beezy was struck multiple times and rushed to the hospital. This incident fueled speculation. Was this payback for Roy Lee's shooting? Was it tied to the broader Beezy-Mo3 rivalry? Beezy later claimed he had noticed suspicious vehicles following him, but by the time he reacted, it was too late. Officially, no one pinned Mo3 to the event, but fans believed it was linked to ongoing tensions. The rivalry's next major flashpoint came in July 2019 at the Unruly Citizens Festival. Both Mo3 and Beezy were scheduled, or at least rumored, to perform. However, when Mo3 showed up, police denied him entry, while Beezy performed without issue. Enraged, MO3 live-streamed his frustration, accusing Beezy's team of calling the cops to keep him off the stage. Beezy publicly dismissed the claim, stating Mo3 was never even on the bill. Things only got uglier on social media. Beezy's friend TrapBoy Freddy mocked Mo3, insinuating he wasn't relevant enough to be part of the event. Beezy himself appeared on Vlad TV, playing dumb about Mo3 entirely, acting as though he hardly knew the man. Mo3, infuriated, dropped a scathing diss track. "Let me find out." The lines were now clearly drawn. This wasn't just a local squabble. It was a full-blown war in plain view of the public. The final straw, MO3's death. Despite the tension, nobody foresaw just how devastating the feud would become. On November 11th, 2020, Mo3's life ended in a brazen, broad-daylight ambush on Interstate 35 in Dallas. That morning, Mo3 left a female friend's home, unaware that he was being followed by individuals in a black Camaro. As he drove, the pursuing car matched his speed, and at one point, Mo3 realized the danger. He attempted to evade, swerving and braking to shake them off. Eyewitnesses reported seeing him exit his vehicle on the highway. Dashcam footage indicated he tried to reach for a firearm in his glove box for protection, but he never had the chance. A masked assailant jumped out of the Camaro, rifle in hand, and opened fire. Mo3 ran amid the slowing traffic, desperately trying to escape, but the gunman proved faster and more prepared. Shots rang out, and Mo3 collapsed to the pavement with multiple gunshot wounds. The gunman escaped in the Camaro, leaving Mo3 on the freeway as stunned drivers and witnesses rushed to help. Tragically, their efforts were in vain. Mo3 died at the age of 28. The music community in Dallas and hip-hop fans nationwide were in shock. Online, speculation instantly turned to the old rivalry. Did Beezy, TrapBoy Freddy, or any of Mo3's other enemies orchestrate this hit? The aftermath on social media was chaotic. TrapBoy Freddy posted a video near the crime scene, prompting accusations that he was involved or at least aware of what was happening. Yella Beezy went live on Instagram, where comments accused him of complicity, but he maintained an indifferent facade, not responding directly. Local authorities, swamped with tips, tried to piece together what truly happened. Meanwhile, violence in Dallas spiked in the following days, with a string of shootings that people believed were tied to Mo3's death. Even Boozy Badaz, who had collaborated with Mo3 and given him a public cosign, was shot in the leg during a vigil in Dallas. The city felt like it was under siege. Investigations and arrests. Authorities moved swiftly, announcing on December 10, 2020, the arrest of 22-year-old rapper Quan FGG Banzo Bling White in connection with Mu3's murder. An anonymous tip led investigators to White, and they uncovered incriminating social media posts. White had been flaunting cash, firearms, and what appeared to be coded references to a potential hit. Surveillance footage further linked a car resembling the getaway Camaro to White. Once in custody, White continued to stoke his infamy, previewing music from jail that included lyrics about drive-bys, leading many to think he was reveling in the attention. Still, the question loomed. Who actually orchestrated Mu3's death? Investigators suspected White was just the triggerman or part of a team, not necessarily the mastermind. Beezy's name hovered in rumor. Then, in April 2021, police arrested Dion Morris Brown, a Dallas resident believed to have personal issues with MO3 over a woman. Authorities discovered phone records tying Brown and White together, and upon raiding Brown's home, they found a rifle, cash, and other evidence. At the time, the public suspected more was coming. Clues seemed to point toward a bigger fish in the operation. As the year progressed, Yella Beezy attempted to carry on with his life. He faced separate arrests for firearms possession. Officers found multiple guns in a bulletproof SUV in 2021, but each time he posted bail, brushing off speculation that he was connected to MO3's death, yet rumors persisted. He still flashed money on Instagram, wore extravagant jewelry, and sometimes posted cryptic messages that some fans interpreted as veiled threats or confessions. In a sense, Beezy seemed to be living like a man preparing for war. Bulletproof vehicles, multiple firearms, and a circle that included known street figures. Many believed it was only a matter of time before law enforcement made a move. The capital charges and Yella Beezy's arrest. Fast forward nearly 4 years after Mu3's murder. And it finally happened. Yella Beezy was arrested on capital charges. Law enforcement officials now claim they have sufficient evidence tying Beezy to orchestrating Mu3's killing, alleging he directed Quan White and possibly others to carry out the fatal attack on I-35. The bond was set at $2 million, a staggering amount that underscored the severity of the allegations. For Beezy, this arrest signaled a dramatic fall from grace. Once flying high off viral hits and mainstream buzz, he was now behind bars, facing the grim possibility of life in prison. Or worse. MO3's mother, Nicole Williams, has since spoken out, stating that Beezy's arrest was a long overdue step toward justice. Dallas County Jail's records indicate that Beezy's legal battle is far from straightforward. The capital charges raise the stakes significantly. Meanwhile, Beezy's longtime ally, TrapBoy Freddy, remains a controversial figure in the public eye. Some fans believe he too had a part in fueling the animosity that led to Mu3's death. With Beezy in custody, it seems that the city's rap scene could be in for a massive shakeup. One star is gone forever. Another stands accused of orchestrating that tragedy, and fans are left wondering how it all came to this. The social media factor and public reaction. In the era of Instagram Live and Twitter, feuds aren't contained to behind-the-scenes squabbles. They play out in real time, for all to see. The Beezy MO3 rivalry was amplified through countless live streams, interviews, and cryptic text posts that fans scrutinized in detail, dissecting every lyric, every comment, every unspoken gesture. When Mu3 was killed, onlookers quickly scoured Beezy's past statements and social media footprints. Accusations flew fast and fierce. Even if Beezy had said nothing, the internet interpreted silence as guilt or cunning. Likewise, after Beezy's arrest, many fans felt vindicated, claiming they knew it all along. Others called for caution, pointing out that rumors and speculation often overshadow facts. But in the court of public opinion, Beezy's flashy displays of wealth, his swaggering attitude, and his associations with individuals like Quan White painted a portrait that many saw as incriminating. TrapBoy Freddy's mocking tone in the immediate aftermath of Mu3's death earned him an army of critics as well. Some argued that the cruelty on social media contributed to the cyclical violence in Dallas, pushing these tensions from lyrical jabs into real-world shootouts. The city's local media covered the story from every angle, from the heartbreak of Mu3's mother to the speculation around Beezy's alleged role. The entire ordeal stands as a cautionary tale for a new generation of hip-hop artists. The lines between rap beef and real-life violence are far too thin. Impact on Dallas's rap scene and community. Dallas has a legacy of producing talented artists, from Erykah Badu to the boogie movement of the late 2000s. The city has always yearned to become a major rap epicenter. But systemic issues, lack of major label infrastructure, minimal big city media coverage, and the overshadowing presence of larger markets often hindered its rise. Then came a wave of new artists, including Mu3der and Yella Beezy, who seemed poised to change all that. Their streaming numbers soared, and the music world started paying attention to what was happening in Dallas. However, the violence that erupted from their rivalry could not be ignored. Local clubs became concerned about booking certain artists for fear of shootouts. Promoters questioned how to keep events safe. Rival gangs or cliques, emboldened by the heightened drama, seized opportunities for conflict. Even fans who loved the music felt torn, worried that the next show they attended could end in gunfire. In the aftermath of Mu3's death, and now with Beezy behind bars on capital charges, community leaders and Dallas natives have been pleading for peace. They recognize that these losses, including that of Roy Lee, have robbed the city of bright talents who could have propelled Dallas to broader musical stardom. In interviews, older generation artists have lamented the cyclical nature of rap feuds, urging younger MCs to learn from these tragedies. The city has come together in moments of vigil, from Mu3's funeral gatherings to prayer circles for peace. Still, the question remains, will Dallas unify, or will these rifts run too deep to heal? Section 10 of an era. The phrase end of an era feels almost cliché, yet it's hard to describe Yella Beezy's current situation any other way. Once lauded as a new face of Dallas hip-hop, he now stands before the justice system accused of capital crimes. If found guilty, he could spend the remainder of his life in prison. The glitz, the fame, the viral songs, everything he built might be overshadowed by a single devastating alleged conspiracy. Beezy's legal team insists he's innocent, pointing to a lack of direct evidence and claiming authorities are grasping at straws. They argue that Beezy's mere association with people like Quan White doesn't prove he ordered Mu3's murder. Yet prosecutors seem confident they can paint a damning picture of phone records, motive, and prior threats. The sentencing, when it arrives, will likely be a major media spectacle, drawing national attention on par with other high-profile hip-hop cases. For those who admired Beezy, it's a heartbreaking turn of events. For Mu3's family and supporters, it's a chance for long-awaited justice. This is bigger than just one man's downfall. It's a sobering example of how rap feuds can spiral far beyond diss tracks. When real violence enters the picture, it can claim lives, ruin careers, and devastate communities. Fans who once reveled in the back-and-forth jabs and diss tracks now see the real cost. A talented rapper dead at 28, a local legend behind bars, and an entire city grappling with loss and fear. As the dust settles, we're left with more questions than answers. How did two promising artists who once seemed friendly end up embroiled in a feud so destructive that one lost his life and the other may lose his freedom? Could community intervention, mentorship, or a different approach to conflict resolution have prevented the carnage that played out on Dallas freeways and nightclubs? Did social media inflame tensions beyond repair, or was this tragic outcome inevitable? What's certain is that we've witnessed a major turning point in Dallas hip-hop. Mu3's influence lives on through his music, cherished by a loyal fan base that continues to grow posthumously. Yella Beezy's fate hangs in the balance, dependent on the outcome of a court trial that could lock him away for decades, or if he's found innocent, free him with a tarnished reputation he may never fully repair. Yet, in every tragedy, there is a lesson. Upcoming artists in Dallas and elsewhere are paying close attention. The biggest takeaway might be that the lines between rap battles, personal beef, and genuine criminal activity can blur frighteningly fast. This cautionary tale is a stark reminder that words, alliances, and social media provocations can have deadly real-world consequences. If there is to be a silver lining, perhaps it's that future stars will think twice before letting pride, rumors, and online hype push them toward irreversible acts. For now, we await the final chapter in the Yella Beezy saga. Whether or not he's ultimately convicted, his reputation is in tatters. His once glamorous life overshadowed by the specter of Mu3's murder. In many ways, for Beezy, the era of unstoppable fame has already ended, replaced by a tense waiting game behind bars. Mu3's family still mourns, fans still debate the circumstances, and Dallas remains in a state of reflection. It's a haunting end to a story that could have held so much promise for the city's hip-hop scene. Let's hope the next generation of Dallas talent can break this cycle, and remember that behind every high-profile feud are real people, real families, and real consequences. Thank you for watching this in-depth look at Yella Beezy's arrest, the tragic death of Mo3, and the tensions that have reshaped Dallas hip-hop. Share your thoughts in the comments. Was this feud inevitable, or could things have been resolved peacefully? Do you think Beezy's arrest means true justice for Mo3? Or is there more to the story we still don't know? Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the controversies and stories shaping the music world. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and remember that music should unite us, not tear us apart.